Throughout the long history of military conflict, humanity has been obsessed with creating the perfect tool of destruction, an unyielding pursuit of speed, precision, and ultimate lethality. We have traveled a long road, from the wooden towers atop Hannibal's war elephants to the flexible steel monsters like the German Leopard or the American M1A2 Abrams. However, all those mechanical achievements pale in comparison to the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the uncrowned king of the late Cretaceous. Imagine a scenario. The ground begins to tremble, but not from distant heavy artillery or seismic shifts. It is the rhythmic pulse of an 8-ton predatory engine hitting its stride. At 12 meters long and 4 meters tall, every step of the T-Rex is a masterpiece of evolution. By introducing this creature into a 21st century conflict, we aren't just resurrecting an animal. We are redefining shock warfare. This isn't a mere fantasy. It is a serious study in biological ballistics, psychological terror, and elite special urban tactics. To understand why the T-Rex is a terror on the battlefield, we must weigh it against the most advanced hardware. If the Abrams tank is the symbol of brute force and fortified defense, the T-Rex represents dynamic power. A 70-ton tank can crush anything in its path, but it is limited by terrain and mechanical vision. Meanwhile, the T-Rex possesses a terrifying bite force of nearly 6 tons, 12,000 pounds. This bite isn't just for tearing flesh. It is strong enough to crush the engine block of a light armored vehicle or snap the tracks of a main battle tank. Mobility-wise, the T-Rex is not a slow steamroller like the long-necked sauropods. It is a heavy-duty athlete, capable of reaching speeds of 25 to 30 kilometers per hour in short bursts to close in on a target. In urban warfare, the T-Rex is an unrivaled urban breacher. While tanks get stuck in narrow alleys or debris, the T-Rex can navigate through buildings, leap over concrete barriers, and flush out corners that infrared sensors on military robots might miss. It is a biological pursuit vehicle, with a brain programmed for one thing: target identification and termination. Many military critics might argue, one anti-tank missile and it's over. However, the T-Rex's survivability doesn't lie in standing still. It lies in profile and agility. Its skin is a complex structure of bird-like scales and extremely thick hide. In a militarized scenario, the T-Rex would not go to war naked. It would be equipped with active response armor, a fusion of lightweight Kevlar ceramic plates and stealth coating to minimize thermal signatures. Clad in advanced alloys, the T-Rex becomes a biological interceptor. Its massive circulatory system and extreme muscle mass allow it to absorb standard machine gun fire that would immediately disable a drone or a jeep. To take it down, the enemy is forced to waste expensive anti-tank missiles on a target that is constantly moving, using cover, and disappearing into the shadows, creating a massive economic drain in a war of attrition. The primary weapon of the T-Rex is the most terrifying biological tool ever evolved, the jaws. Equipped with serrated teeth the size of railroad spikes, its bite is a one-hit kill for almost any ground asset. In close quarters, the T-Rex doesn't just clear a room, it can clear an entire floor by collapsing structures or pulling snipers from rooftop heights. However, its true value lies in sensory dominance. With forward-facing eyes providing binocular vision superior to a hawk and an olfactory bulb capable of smelling a target from miles away, the T-Rex is a living radar. It can detect enemy squads hiding in dense jungles or underground tunnels where thermal cameras might fail due to environmental interference. This is an ultimate reconnaissance unit, capable of hunting in total darkness without the need for batteries or electronic power sources. War is more than just an exchange of bullets and beads. It is a battle of the mind. Put yourself in the boots of an infantryman, huddling in a remote outpost late at night. Amidst the distant crackle of gunfire, you hear an infrasonic growl, a type of sound you feel in your marrow before your ears even register it. Then, two glowing amber eyes appear at the edge of your flashlight's beam. The presence of a prehistoric predator on a modern battlefield creates an extreme psychological effect. It triggers a primal human fear, the fear of being hunted by an apex predator. A soldier's confidence in technology shatters when they see high-tech drones swatted out of the air or armored transports shredded like cardboard by a creature that screams with the voice of the ancient world. The T-Rex doesn't just destroy the enemy physically, it breaks their will to fight. Of course, no weapon is perfect. The T-Rex has its own Achilles heels. First is its metabolic demand. To sustain its high-energy hunting style, it requires massive amounts of protein. In a scorched earth war zone, maintaining a living weapon that needs hundreds of pounds of meat daily is a logistical nightmare. Second is its thermal footprint. Despite stealth armor, the massive heat generated by an 8-ton warm-blooded organism makes it a bright target for heat-seeking missiles. Ultimately, it remains a biological entity. It needs oxygen and a functioning heart. Modern chemical agents or nerve gas would be its primary nemesis, bypassing its terrifying strength and external armor to strike directly at its internal biology. If the T-Rex were to truly appear in a modern war, it would never replace long-range artillery or air superiority. Instead, it would serve as an elite shock unit, a symbol of predatory dominance, and an unrivaled night hunter. It reminds us that no matter how sophisticated our senses become, we are still prey in the face of evolution's ultimate assassins. The T-Rex is more than a dinosaur. It is a lesson in aggression, in precision, and in how nature's king still holds the power to terrorize the modern world. The real question isn't whether a T-Rex could survive a modern battlefield. It's whether any soldier could maintain their sanity when the king's roar echoes through the smoke of a 21st century war. When the most advanced war machines bogged down in the black mud of reality, we were forced to seek a more ancient power. Look toward the horizon. Those are not landing craft. Those are the Titans. They march through the depths of the ocean, carrying entire platoons on their backs without consuming a single drop of fuel. In a world dominated by algorithms and electronic signals, the Argentinosaurus is a system that cannot be hacked, cannot be jammed. They are mobile watchtowers, standing 18 meters tall, turning dense jungles into paved paths and transforming the enemy's fear into total paralysis. When a Titan bellows, enemy radar becomes nothing more than useless scrap. This is no longer a war of technology. This is a war of pure biological scale. The enemy calls them oversized targets. They fire javelin missiles worth millions of dollars, only to watch them detonate harmlessly against reinforced composite plating. But make no mistake, the Titans are not immortal. They know pain. Their blood mixes with hydraulic fluid, spilling onto a ground reeking of gunpowder. Every wound on that 40-meter frame is a testament to the brutality of modern warfare. We force them into respirators. We force them to endure rains of artillery. But even when wounded, a single supersonic tail swipe can still obliterate an entire city block. They do not fight for ideology. They fight with a survival instinct forged over millions of years. When a god falls, the earth trembles in a way no bomb ever could. War will eventually end. The muzzles of the cannons will grow cold, and the steel armor will rust with time. But the footprints of the Argentinosaurus will remain. We wonder if we can truly control nature, but in the end, it was nature that redeemed us. These creatures remind humanity just how small we really are. Those massive indentations in the earth now become ponds, nurturing new life. The bones of the fallen stand as monuments in the desert, telling the story of an age where blood and steel became one. The final question isn't who won this war. It is whether the Earth, after these ancient gods depart, will be steady enough to carry the weight of human ambition. Because in the end, true dominance does not lie in weaponry, but in the power of life, which always finds a way to endure.